This eye is not merely seeing reality, it is touching the truth.
Hello everyone, my name is Zeotrex, and today we are going to be doing a kind of similar video to the Halloween video that I just did, and that is, fuck, what was that? I'm sorry, I'm trying to just organize things here, and that is looking at my favorite video games of all time. So, I'm a big gamer, I like gaming, you know, my life is like a video game. I play a lot of games daily, and ever since I was young, I've been gaming. I will, yeah. So let's just kind of want to get into some games that mean a lot to me. Kind of just say why I like them, and just see where we go there from there. So Resident Evil 4. This is a bit much more of a recent one. Let's say I will have to switch, but Resident Evil 4 remake. It is the remake in particular, but I did play the original. So Resident Evil is a series that I've really. I'll just leave that right there. Resident Evil 4 is Resident Evil is a series that I've really gotten into this year. So I've played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, most of 6, 7, and 8, while alongside 0, and I plan to the Revelation games, and I'm excited for Requiem. So, yeah. Now, Resident Evil 4 is just my favorite of the series, especially this remake right here, because it's good. It's a good game. So, let's actually kind of talk about it in terms of, like, what the original did. Resident Evil, so the first 3 games were not top down, fixed camera, tank controls, yeah, pre-rendered. Resident Evil 4, on the other hand, decided to do something a bit different, and, you know, that was over the camera, and really streamlined the games. It wasn't as confusing, the puzzles weren't as complicated. It actually just gave you an objective on where to go. It was very linear, and there were never really moments where you get lost, and, another thing that I kind of did happen was that the horror aspect of it was gone, unfortunately. The game was a bit scary. I think their generators were scary, but yeah. Now, the remake, okay, the original 4 is a fucking phenomenal game. There's no denying about that the original Resident Evil 4 is one of the greatest of all times, and would have probably just been my favorite if it wasn't for this remake, because this remake took what that original game did and just blew it up tenfold. The sense of scale and grand epicness that the sorry, I'm just so much dust over here. The sense of scale and grandiose that this game has is great. It visually beautiful, and it made the game much more mature. Although I love the cheesy original of the cheesiness of the original, like Leon's "No Thanks, Bro" or Ashley, a mechanic that I hated in the remake, but I didn't hate in the original because I played the remake then the original. Ashley was much more annoying here because it was my first time with her, but now I knew what to expect with going into the original. She was still fucking annoying. There's this part where you have to send her up to crank shit and you gotta snipe her away while also looking at yourself down there. Annoying. And it doesn't help that her voice, she's much more mature in the new one, where originally she literally was just a damsel in distress. Leon! Help! Help me, Leon! And it's iconic. I love it. And yeah, I think the biggest issue I have with the original, though, and that I kind of, just with Resident Evil 4 as a whole, it introduced some flaws that will tank the series for the next few games. I didn't like Resident Evil 5. I'm a lot more forgiving about it since I played the original 4. But the Resident Evil 4's biggest issue is that it feels like it's still trying to do horror survival, but because it lacks the tone and more so encourages an action-focused approach, when all of a sudden, when those limited resources and that horror survival element of the game really start to hinder it. And let me put it better. In Resident Evil 1, like even the original or the remake, that makes a lot more sense when it comes to limited resources. It is a horror game. It is straight up a horror game, and you are supposed to feel terror when you run out of bullets. That doesn't encourage fighting as much as Resident Evil 4 did, and the remake is better. It puts that horror atmosphere back, especially with the regenerator part. I thought that part was terrifying. And this is what I think really plagued 5. Because 5 took it more into an action approach, and, I mean, there were times where you could not progress without defeating the enemy, right? And it was really just that one El Gigante fight in the original. Because you didn't have Luis to help you. He, spoiler alert, died at that time in the original. He actually survives longer in the remake to help you with that fight. But yeah, no, he's dead there, and you're supposed to knock one of them in. That really drained my ammo, and made things stupid tight, and made it really hard for me to recover. Another issue the original has, that I don't even think is really that big of an issue with the game as a whole, but more so its PC port, the fucking QuickTime events. I'm not a big fan of QuickTime events in general in the Resident Evil games. 6 is fucking terrible with them. I don't like 6. I really do not like Resident Evil 6. But in 4, it's like, okay, whatever. I just don't put down the controller. But there are 2 moments where they are just straight up broken. And that was the minecart section, and you were supposed to mash X. Now, this is a mechanical controller, so mashing X is really easy. But no, it just wouldn't work. Eventually, I got it to work after a few tries, and I had to redo that section so many times, which was just annoying. Then there was the part where you had to run away from the giant Ramon statue. And I had to redo that section too because I had to switch it to 30 frames per second. So is that a fault with the game as a whole? More so just an issue with the, I'm trying to think. More so just an issue with the port, the PC port. It was busted, and 30 frames per second does not look good. 60 looked so much better. But yeah, still a great game. I love the characters in this. Such iconic characters. I mean, Leon is my favorite without a doubt. I loved him in RE2, and I love him here. This is the best he is in this series. RE6 doesn't do that much interesting. It doesn't do that much interesting with him. In all honesty, I wasn't the biggest fan of Leon in RE6, although he probably has the best campaign, because fucking hell, Jake and Chris are terrible, and I haven't even played Ada yet. But yeah, that is Ashley. Ashley in both versions I love. I love her sassy attitude and her kind of brattish nature. Like, how rude.
I see that the president's equipped his daughter with ballistics, too.
How rude! And I don't believe there's any relevance with my figure and my standing. Who are you?
Oh, excuse me, Your Highness. Perhaps the young lady might want to introduce...
In the original, but I like the more timid, more mature, like, serious Ashley, but Ada fucking Wong, man. What a woman. What a woman. I love Ada Wong. I love Leon and Ada's relationship so much, by the way. I really hope, I hope they're in 9. I really hope that they show up in 9, and we get to see more of it, because I just love their dynamic so much, and I want Leon to fucking marry her, man. Can these two just marry, and, like, I ship them. I love Ada and Leon so much. But, yeah, RE4 really changed the series for better. Maybe. I think RE5 was just what kind of fumbled the ball. I know a lot of people defend that game, and it's some sort of black... a lot of people do like that game, but Sheva ruined it. Fuck Sheva. Moving on. That, I forgot this. I have to actually go back. So, Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. Yeah. Kind of like, give me a second. I gotta get my gamer juice. We're talking about games. I gotta get my gamer juice. This is really good. I think it's a Walmart exclusive. Who knows? So, Danganronpa 2. these are games that have not entered my mind in a long time, but ah, much like Resident Evil 4, this one's just here because it's my favorite of the series. These games got me through COVID. So COVID was a terrible time for me, honestly. It was right when I started middle school, and online school was genuinely just fucking terrible for me, honestly. I felt so much. That was really the first time that I've actually been through major depression in my life. Kind of isolation and loneliness, and it was at a time where I was trying to, grow up. It still affects me to this day. Not to vent too much, but has kind of ruined my ability to socialize a little bit and whatnot. But Danganronpa 2, the Danganronpa games really got me through it. It helped me make a lot of online friends. That's really when I grew online. And it was a series that I could connect to with people and communities, even if it's not the best communities. And Danganronpa 2 is just my favorite of the series, but I love these games so much. I think maybe now I've grown out of them a little in some aspects, but I think I just love the murder mystery aspect of them so much, having to look for clues, having to investigate, and then eventually do the trials and put it together and kind of... I think these are great in that aspect. The puzzles, the sort of thinking, like who did what, and then the executions. The deaths and executions were so good, so fun. And I do think the games are funny. The games did have sort of a 12-year-old boy sense of humor, but I like them. And Danganronpa 2, I think, just had the best cast overall. It had a lot of my favorites, like Ibuki, Akane. I'm trying to think, who else did I like? I think it really is just Ibuki. 3 had a lot of characters that I liked too. I really liked Himeno. I liked Gonta. I really shit, what's her name? Miyu? I think that was her name. The Ultimate Engineer had a lot of Kaede. I think 3 has the better roster, but 2 has the better story because the characters don't die in 2. Yeah, spoiler alert, it was all fake, and I like that because that means Ibuki gets to live. I love Ibuki so much. I'm so glad she's alive, and I wish they do this. I wish they do like a reboot of the series or something that doesn't really take place in it. I think out of the original trilogy, 1 is the weakest, but that's not its fault. It's just that 2 and 3 obviously outdid it. 3's ending I really didn't like. I didn't felt like a jump the shark moment, but I like 2. And then Ultra Despair Girls was fucking disgusting, honestly. Did we need a pedophile as our main character? Not as one of our main characters that helps us through our adventure, but yeah. Has some of the best executions in the series as well. The helicopter for Tadamura, I think that was his name, Ultimate Chef, was fun, lots of fun. Chiaki, also had Chiaki, and I love Chiaki. Chiaki's execution was lots of fun. Spoiler alert for a fucking 10-year-old game. Oh, and this is getting a remake soon. We are actually getting a new game with a new scenario. It's Danganronpa 2x2. Comes out next year, I think. Let me look. What is my friend? Okay. Let me actually just look here. Danganronpa 2x2. I'm definitely gonna get this because... Oh, and then we got Danganronpa... I misspelled that. Danganronpa 2x2 comes out next year. We also got Danganronpa S, which I heard not so good things about. But, yeah, I like Danganronpa. Now, Mortal Kombat. Okay, dude. Mortal Kombat. I love Mortal Kombat. I love Mortal Kombat so much. It is one of my favorite game series of all time. I love talking about it whenever I can. And getting back into the series after so many times. Although the games recently have been hit or miss. Mostly miss. 11 and 1. I know I gave 1 such a positive review, but I think it really fell off. It kind of died. Give me a minute. But Mortal Kombat 9 or Mortal Kombat 2011. So my first Mortal Kombat game was Armageddon for the Wii. Do I have it anywhere? Is it anywhere near here? I don't think it is, sadly. Shit. But, as I just mentioned, Mortal Kombat Wii, Armageddon on the Wii was my first ever game. And I think that's a really good first game. Gets you to know all the characters. I used to play, not Motaro. Motaro wasn't that game, yeah. Onaga. I used to play Onaga a lot. A bit of a Natara. Just because there were big characters like Goro, Katara. I was young, so I didn't think playing as girls were that fun. Oh my boy. Orla? God. I suck at remembering the 3D era characters. That's an era that I'm not so. But right, show. I mean, yeah. But Mortal Kombat 9 was what really taught me what Mortal Kombat was. This one, I think this has the best roster. It has almost all of the original trilogy, which I think is like the definitive Mortal Kombat roster. Was only missing Rain and Motaro, but Rain came in later and Motaro was in the story, and I think they should have put both of them in. And has some of the best designs for the characters. Helped bring the series back because it was going to die out with Armageddon because Midway had shut down, so it got brought back. And I mean, here's the thing about fighting games. I'm not like some sort of expert or anything, although I am interested because, like I mentioned with this controller, it is mechanical, so doing combos would probably be a lot easier, especially with that D-pad. You see that? No longer do I have to worry about trying to hit up and then I accidentally hit up jump. It was a big issue with other controllers. I should be done with Mortal Kombat 1. But yeah, this game it's a nice compressed version of the original 3 games with that obviously tell new events. And I wanted Freddy Krueger because I love Nightmare on Elm Street. I wanted to get him. I had no idea what DLC was at the time. But yeah, I played this endlessly on the Xbox 360, which it's not the same one, but I do have a 360 controller over here alongside a pull the testicle. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 9 means a lot to me because it was really the game that got me big into the series, and I love it. I love the in-depth lore, the crazy fatalities that I can never do in this, but I eventually learned how to do an X, which I also have. I actually, oh god, I got it. MK versus DC was another one that I played a lot, because it was DC. This game also awoke something in me because of those girl designs. Melina. Not eyes for a 9-year-old to see, but that's Mortal Kombat 9. Yeah, look at Melina's design there. Yeah, who did I play the most? I think I played like Cabal or Baraka, or Sector. Okay, Saints Row the Third. This one's gonna be quick because this is more so just nostalgia speaking. But Saints Row the Third, I've played so many times. I own so many times. I have it on my 360, kind of. No, I don't actually. So I have it. God, I've played so many versions of this game. I originally had it on my 360. I originally had it on my 360, and then sorry, I'm just trying to fix my mic here. Had it on my 360, and then I had it on my PC, and then it went free. The remaster went free on Epic a day later after I already played the hours that you can't refund it. So, whoopsie daisy about that. Saints Row the Third was a lot of fun. We didn't have GTA, and it wasn't that I was not allowed to play it back then. GTA, it's just that like we just didn't have it. We did have it, and then we didn't have it. My sister's boyfriend took it back, so we didn't have it, and this was kind of my replacement for that. And I would go in, I would make characters, I would be like a fake YouTuber. I had this arch nemesis in the game, but I never got far into the story, but I like it a lot. I think I actually have it installed, and maybe after this video, I'll just go ahead and play it, because it is something that really means a lot to me. In fact, let's just actually, Saints Row the Third, it's like 9 gigabytes. Install. Accept. Alright, Saints Row the Third, great. Terraria. Let's get into Terraria here. So this is a game that I love to replay from time to time. Not fully, but is a game that... Oh, not fully, but like... is a game that I like to get... That when I get sucked back into, I really get sucked back into. And... So again, this was another COVID game. This was, I think, a year after, during the summer of 2021, that I really got into it. I played it every day, grinding, just getting me through COVID. And I remember one time my power went out. It was such a common issue for some reason. Our park's power always went out. And I was always so frustrated by it. It's like, oh my god, can they do something right? It's not like we couldn't afford the power bill. It was an issue with our park. But it went off, and I just could not play Terraria. And I felt like I was having withdrawals. I had to watch Terraria videos on the TV just to get my sense of Terraria. But I love the addicting, grinding nature of it. The kind of long... getting on it for long periods of time and just playing it. I have a stream of it somewhere of just playing it. Gaining materials, looking around, seeing what's up, and yeah, I love the art style. The music is fantastic, and it definitely deserves its spot as one of my favorite games of all time. And what it does, I've replayed it twice now, both as tank, but I think I should as melee, not tank. I think I should play other classes, but yeah, I like Terraria, Mario Galaxy. Okay, so this one I'm probably gonna go off on for quite a bit. Actually, shit, what are you doing? What are you doing? Come on, open image new tab. Super Mario Galaxy was not my first Mario game, but one of the earliest Mario games that I played. We lived in a trailer back then, and while back then I didn't have that much of an issue with... Back then, I didn't really think that badly of the trailer, but looking back at it now, it definitely was a rough living situation to live in. My dog got shot, and the cops were there constantly. My family was fine. It's not like they hit me over the head with a belt. It's just that we were not doing well at the time, and kind of... I was happy, and Mario Galaxy... It's not traumatic. It's not like a traumatic experience, and I'm surprised that I was able to look past it, but Mario Galaxy was the game I would play every day, and it's not only just a nostalgia factor, because I did replay it on the Switch recently, because they announced the Mario Galaxy movie, and it's such a beautiful game. So it's like one of the only Mario games that actually takes itself seriously, like mainline, because Mario's not a story-focused game. It's save the princess, get from the starting point to the flag, collect the stars, and while this does follow that formula, there is a story there, mainly with Rosalina. And Rosalina's storybook is honestly one of the best fucking stories I've ever read in a video game. I don't know, as a little kid, it always made me emotional, just tearing up to it, because like, oh no, her mom's dead. And then, when I replayed it, and it got to that moment where she's like, my mom is not home because she's under the tree, I literally had to pause, exit out of the game, and stand outside for a minute, because it is so fucking brilliant. And I'm so glad that someone snuck that behind Miyamoto, because he's not for story in video games, you know? Because I get the argument there, I get the sentiment, like, video games are much more of a active thing, and is much more of an involved, interactive experience, as opposed to a movie, where the story is the main part to kind of get you through it. But yeah, and the world that was built here, the music, again, the grand scope, seeing Mario get like flown off of the castle from Kamek was genuinely great. And the final moments where they reset the universe and Princess Rosalina is talking and the Lumas and the music starts playing, it always gets me going. It always gets me thinking, and I love it. Mario Galaxy I've replayed so many times. I've cried in Rage, and as an adult cried because it really means a lot to me. And I absolutely love it. And I hope the movie does it justice. Illumination, I can give you a pass for like whatever silly, immature jokes you make about the first movie, but no, you're touching territory that I love, so yeah. Here we fucking go. So, for those who've been around on the channel, you might remember my Night in the Woods series. Night in the Woods. So now we're in like my top 5 favorite games of all time. And this deserves its spot. Probably like, yeah, no, top 5 for sure. Night in the Woods was a magical experience. I loved it so much. The cozy setting of it, of our characters hanging out, I mean, fuck, I'll install it to play it right now. I plan to replay it, because it has been a long time. I do have trouble remembering the story for a bit on exactly what happened. I remember their friend went missing. Yeah, I love the characters. I love Greg, I love Bay, I love May and Angus. They have such a great relationship. I love the dynamic between May and Bea. That scene where Bea is driving May home from the party after she threw up. Yeah, there's a bit. So I was a bit young when I played this, so there probably was a deeper thing that I was missing. But I think May is bipolar or dissociative, right? Remind me in the comments what May has. She has something that I didn't pick up on that I will probably pick up on in a future playthrough. And yeah, the town, what was it called? Possum Springs? Wonderful. Wonderfully crafted. The art style is so beautiful. And, sorry, shit over here is getting knocked down because everything here is made by fucking construction paper. Give me a second. I have to clean. The art style was honestly just super beautiful, and there's this moment that I forgot about, but you know, it's when, what was it? It was when May was in like the space and there's that, was it the giant space cat? Was it the giant, I want it to hurt, you know, I want it, or like, it was like, when I want to die, I want it to hurt, so at least I know it felt something. Growing up, when you look at the deeper things like that, and, because I played it in like 2019, right, when I had a very bad microphone, I didn't even have a webcam, and yeah, I tried doing silly voices. I probably would still, because I want to practice my voice acting a bit. But, yeah. And another reason why was it was one of the first actual series I did on the channel. I completed front to back, fully, and I don't do that anymore, honestly, and I should. Because it really made me feel like I was being a YouTuber. It really made me feel as if I knew what I was doing. Nobody was watching it at the time. I mean, I was going through kind of a loneliness epidemic in like fucking, what was it, 6th grade, 2019, and it was right before COVID began, so yeah, I love it. I love the music. R.I.P. Alec Holowok, I think. And I'm so sad that that spiritual successor game got canceled. If you didn't know, there was supposed to be not a sequel, but kind of a game in the same style, because one of the cats looked exactly like May, who I love so much. She's so awesome. But it got canceled, and I don't know if we're ever going to see a sequel to this game. I would love it. I would play that shit instantly. I want to see more of this world, but as a standalone story, I think it's good. I think it's fine for it to be a standalone story and whatnot. My phone just wanted to die on me. Alright, now we're getting into top 3. Cyberpunk 2077. So, Cyberpunk. I love Cyberpunk stuff. The movies that were falling down that I just put back are Blade Runners. I love Blade Runners. I am writing a Cyberpunk book right now, actually. I want to talk about that in a bit, and kind of announce it, and I don't know, get some eyes on it, because I'm gonna publish it hopefully next year. But I love cyberpunk stuff. I love just cybernetic synthwave aesthetic. I think it's cool, and this game was definitely on my radar for a bit during that year. Now it got delayed, and I knew I had a computer that just wouldn't be able to run it at the time, so it took me a bit to play it. It took me a long time to play it when I got it. I had someone gift it to me. I just couldn't play it because it ran like shit on my computer. And then I got a new computer and I played it for a bit because I honestly wasn't doing it at first. I finally mustered up the strength to sit down and actually, not mustered up the strength. I sat down, played it, and what I found was a beautiful game. Let's be honest, it had a turbo launch. That was one of the most infamous things about the game, was that it had just one of the most terrible launches in gaming history, and people were telling me it's not gonna get a comeback. It's not gonna get some like No Man's Sky level comeback, and it did. It is a great game right now. I often just get the DLC Phantom Liberty was also great. I love it. I just love Night City. And hold on, I do wish there was a bit more of a sandbox element to it. I think driving around, I always pick missions that are like thousands of kilometers away so I can just drive through Night City. It's a visually gorgeous game, even on a bit more of a mid-range computer as mine. Let me catch my breath. It is a bit more of a, it's graphically intense. It is a very intensive game, and sometimes the shadows look weird. But if I upgrade my computer, I bet you'd be fine. And it definitely still isn't perfect. The driving still feels very wonky, at least on mouse and keyboard. It doesn't feel so bad on controller, but my brain is trained to play that with mouse and keyboard, so whatever. So yeah, I love the characters. I love V. I played as a male V. There's some elements that I think was weird, like the customization. It's so detailed, yet you never see your character. The penis customization, for example, you don't even get to see your penis during the sex scenes. At least I think. The sex scene with Panam, fucking baddie, by the way. I love Panam. I didn't have a dick. I accidentally got rid of it at the Ripper Dock. Did not know I was gonna have a sex scene. Where's your dick? Where's your dick, V? I love Keanu as Silverhand, by the way. And I also want to talk about the Edge Runners anime, because that's what makes me love this game more. Edge Runners is so good. It's so beautifully animated by Studio Trigger, and the story with David and Lucy I absolutely love. Oh, I wish they went to the moon together. And I'm ready for Edge Runners 2, which is going to be much more heartbreaking. Adam Smasher, he's a great villain too. Not as much in the game as I wanted him to be. I think he could have some great potential as the main villain. But no, it's Arasaka. And the whole, you know, I love the whole corporate message. You know, I love that speech that Silverhand gives, where it's like, I'll tell you why I want to take down Arasaka. And yeah, driving, again, I get on this game mostly to just drive around. It's not 100% completed, because I do think some of those side missions are a bit boring. A lot of it is just NCPD stuff. I don't like that. It is, the side stuff is repetitive. I will say that. It kind of, when I want to get on the game, I want to play in a fast manner. I want to get around, slice people up. And the missions I have, I just sit around and watch a cutscene. I'm not in the mood for that. So I don't play it as much anymore. And I feel fine with that. I've played the story. I love it. I might replay it in the future. I played Phantom Liberty. I've done most of the endings. Yeah, I did most of them. I did all of them, actually. Well, for V, I just did Don't Fear the Reaper. I think that's the best ending because no one dies. So yeah, Cyberpunk 2077, one of my favorite games of all time. So let's go over to Final Fantasy VII. This used to be my favorite game of all time. Period. Just straight up. Final Fantasy VII. And it still might be. So I wanted to take games more seriously. I wanted to play like a game that everybody loved. and I was on VR chat, and we got into the cyberpunk world that had a lot of Final Fantasy stuff around it, and I really interested me, especially Cloud there and the Chocobos, and I was like, I want to play a Final Fantasy game. So I got on my Switch, and I bought Final Fantasy VII, and I love it. I've loved... It was such a magical experience. Explain it. It's a long game. It definitely takes time and patience to really sit down and get through, but I don't know. There's just something otherworldly about it. I used a guide because it definitely got confusing a bit at times. I'm a bit of a dumbass, but I love the characters. I love Cloud. I love Tifa. Oh, Aerith. My heart shattered when Aerith... I knew it was coming. It's such an iconic moment. That unfortunate... the thing was, people spoiled the game for me. I knew Aerith was gonna die, but it definitely broke my heart when she did. It's such a beautifully well-made moment. I love the old charm of the cutscenes, by the way. Barret, I think, was great. Sephiroth is just one of the greatest villains of all time. It's lost to time now, but there's a video of me freaking out over Sephiroth. I got on my floor here and I started shaking when they added Sephiroth to Smash Brothers. I did not expect it. I was so excited, and I wish I had that video still. But yeah, it was just such a nice journey to go through, and while I did kind of cheat a bit with the clicking of the buttons and the speeding and whatnot, and I definitely made me slow down on RPGs, because it's a long one, it's a commitment, but it was during COVID? Was this during COVID? I don't remember. I think it was. Was it? I don't think the Switch would say it, but let me check. Former Fortnite. Let's... Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out when I bought this damn thing. Okay, I don't know. No. It's right there though, as you can see. I also bought Final Fantasy VIII because I wanted to do a Final Fantasy marathon, but I don't like 8. I never finished 8 because I didn't like it as much as I did with fucking wonderful. I will be right back! I'm back. So, as I was saying, I didn't like 8 as much as I did with 7 because the combat was just confusing, and I don't know. And it's really hard for me to get back into it now because it's so long that I played it. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII, it was a commitment. It was definitely a big commitment that I had to do, but I loved it so much. And I'm proud to say that it was one of my favorite games of all time. And I never played Crisis Core. I didn't play the remakes. I watched Advent Children, which I wasn't that big of a fan of. Yeah. Final Fantasy VII. But let's get to what may be my favorite game of all time. And I say maybe because times change, but Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh boy. Okay, so Red Dead Redemption 2... I have a lot of hours into. Mainly because of the online, but I love this game. It is, I think, the template of what a video game should be. Rockstar, this is Rockstar's best game. At least until GTA 6 comes out, because I'm hoping GTA 6 blows this out of the water, and I mean that in a really positive way, because what I'm about to say about Red Dead. The story, I love it. I do love when a game feels cinematic. You know, there's sometimes where I don't like when it's a very unfair balance between game and movie. For example, when you want to play, you take control of your character, and then it puts you in like a 2-hour cutscene, right? I don't like that. Let me play the game. Or, because Red Dead does it, but it doesn't annoy me. Like those slow walking missions where you're just talking with a character. It's so well written here. This game has so much depth in it. And that's what I love about it. I love... Do you think realism in games can be kind of detrimental because it then takes the fun out of it, but because of how immersive this is, from the sound design to the graphics and just the little attention to detail when it comes to things, the horse's balls retract when the time comes, when winter comes. And you know, if you shoot a barrel, it will start leaking, but then stop leaking when it gets to a certain point, or whatever. There's a lot of things in this game that I think should be the standard for open world games. It's an open world game, but it does a great job at making it feel open world. You will come across some random encounters. You will come across animals to hunt. There's things to do in this open world, whereas most open world games struggle on having an open world game because what they will do, have an open world, go from point A to point B, nothing in it. Nothing. Maybe a side quest here or there, but with Red Dead 2 here, there's things to do. And the story, I really love Arthur Morgan as a character. I love I love Western stuff. I was also writing a Western, but I think that, again, I think the story is great. That moment when Arthur comes back from, what was it? It was like that. No, that's the name of the drink, guava. Well, no, it was that island. It was in After Chapter 5 where he comes back to America and Unshaken plays. And oh man, R.I.P. D'Angelo. That was really sad to hear. Or in that fucking ending. I've never cried over. I cried over Mario. Yeah, I went into full on. I was snotty. But never has a story legitimately got me to almost crying out when I saw Arthur die. And that moment, well, I have clips of my thing. I'll put one in right now to when Sean died. And I did live stream the game.
Don't feel right. I could have told you.
For a bit, but then I just wanted to experience it on my own, and I think this is the perfect template of what a game should be. And it did a great job at it. Fantastic soundtrack, fantastic characters. I haven't played Red Dead 1, but yeah, I am hoping GTA 6 outdoes it, you know. Because I know GTA and Red Dead have their own styles, but this was such like a this came out in 2018. Today it is still a very impressive game. So, yeah, that's it for it. But as I mentioned earlier, I do want to talk about something. I'm writing a book. I have been for a few weeks now, and I'll kind of keep it updated on where I am and where I will be publishing it, and this is something I am serious about. So, let's talk about this book. Let's actually talk about what this book is. It is called Kill Girl. Kill Girl is a cyberpunk story set in the year 2089 in New York and follows a mad scientist who, in his quest to create something, he makes an assassin robot who does pleasure in killing, and on one of her missions she actually is hold on. Okay, set in the future of New York, Kill Girl is about a mad scientist who, in his quest to answer everything in life, brings alive a robotic droid with the purpose of killing and self-pleasure. After Kill Girl hears a name that brings her back to the past life she used to live, she sets out on revenge for the man who took her past life. In her quest, she comes across a young boy who teaches her around the city. Meanwhile, she struggles to figure out how to feel and how to find meaning in her life, what it means to love, to feel connection, anger, or happiness, and to recover who she used to be. So, this book I just came up with one day, and it's a book that I'm really happy about. I've been writing it for a few weeks, and I'm using this time now to just announce it. And when will it release? I'm hoping sometime next year, if I'm writing consistently at the pace I have been writing it, and kind of just early next year, because it'll probably take me like a month to get it published, and I will keep you guys updated on it. But I'm really excited to bring the story alive. It has a lot of gore. It's very dirty. It is a very not raunchy, but definitely not a book you would read in front of children. Just sort of a story that I'm really proud of, and you know, because I like writing, and I have written a very big passionate project, which this isn't that, but something massive that I do want to bring alive one day. But yeah, until then, thanks for watching this video, and if you guys did enjoy this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and always stay cool.